can see him. Wait till I slap a. Alright, yeah. Yeah, wait. Wait till I come.
In the whirlwind of hip-hop culture, where fame and family collide, the story of King Harris, the 20-year-old son of trap legend Clifford T.I. Harris Jr., unfolds with raw intensity. It's a saga that stretches beyond a single viral moment, weaving together themes of generational tension, the weight of legacy, and the struggle to carve out an identity under the unrelenting glare of public scrutiny. King's life, marked by a dramatic arrest in October 2024, a new chapter as a father, and an ongoing clash with his famous father, has become a spectacle that resonates deeply within the culture. This isn't just about a traffic stop gone wrong or a mugshot that lit up social media. It's about a young man navigating the treacherous intersection of privilege, street credibility, and personal growth, all while the world watches, judges, and memes. The story begins with what should have been a routine moment in suburban Atlanta. On an ordinary October day in 2024, King Harris, behind the wheel of a sleek black BMW, pulled out of a gas station and nearly sideswiped a Dunwoody police cruiser. It was a minor mistake, the kind that might have ended with a warning for most. But for King, it spiraled into chaos that would dominate headlines and fuel online debates. As the officer approached the car, the smell of marijuana hit him, unmistakable and heavy. Then, his eyes caught something else, a firearm on King's hip, glinting in plain sight. What started as a traffic violation escalated into a full-blown confrontation, captured on body cam footage that would later explode across platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and World Star Hip Hop. The officer, calm but firm, asked King to step out of the vehicle. The body cam footage, which surfaced in 2025, shows a composed King complying, hands visible, no sudden moves. He even cracked a few jokes, his demeanor surprisingly relaxed for someone in such a high-stakes moment. But the situation took a sharp turn when the officer ran King's name through the system. An active bench warrant from Pickens County, Georgia, popped up, tied to a failure to appear in court for charges dating back to 2022. Suddenly, this wasn't just about weed or a gun. It was about a past that King hadn't settled, catching up to him in real time. To understand the weight of that warrant, we need to rewind to August 2022. King was pulled over and hit with 3 misdemeanors: speeding, driving under the influence, and operating a vehicle with a suspended license. These were minor charges in the grand scheme, the kind that could have been resolved with a court appearance and a fine. But when the court notice was mailed in September 2024, it never reached King's Georgia address, bouncing back undelivered. Skipping court, even unintentionally, triggers an automatic bench warrant in Georgia's legal system, and that warrant sat quietly in the database, waiting for a moment like this to strike. When King nearly clipped that police cruiser in October 2024, the system was ready to pounce. The body cam footage captured the escalating tension. The officer, still professional, asked about the marijuana and the firearm. King didn't flinch. He admitted to having both the loud pack and the burners on him, his candor almost disarming. For those who later watched the footage, it was a surreal moment, the son of a hip-hop icon, calmly confessing to carrying a gun and weed during a routine stop. His cool-headedness stood out, even earning a subtle nod of respect from the officer. But the warrant changed everything. Once it was confirmed King was cuffed, read his Miranda rights, and taken into custody. He was booked first at Cobb County Jail, then transferred to Pickens County to face the consequences of the outstanding warrant. In the patrol car, as the reality of the situation sank in, King dropped a bombshell that shifted the narrative. During casual conversation with the officers, he revealed that his father was none other than T.I., the self-proclaimed King of the South. The officers, likely unaware they were dealing with hip-hop royalty, realized this was no ordinary arrest. The revelation sent shockwaves online, turning a local incident into a national story. Social media erupted with reactions, from fans marveling at the irony to critics pointing out the parallels between King's troubles and T.I.'s own legal battles from years past. For T.I., who had faced federal gun charges in 2009 and served time, this felt like history repeating itself in the most public way possible. Remarkably, King's time behind bars was brief. By October 15, 2024, the warrant was recalled, and he walked free, unscathed by additional charges. Georgia's lenient laws on marijuana and permissive gun carry rules worked in his favor, allowing him to sidestep serious consequences. Legally, the incident was a blip, a 24-hour ordeal that could have been far worse. But in the court of public opinion, the damage was done. Headlines screamed across major outlets, TMZ, Hot New Hip Hop, and Atlanta Black Star all ran stories framing King as the reckless son of a legend, caught with guns and weed, dragged down by a warrant. The narrative was irresistible, a mix of celebrity drama, street credibility, and family legacy gone awry. What made this moment resonate so deeply wasn't just the arrest itself, it was the symbolism. For years, T.I. had been vocal about his son's trajectory, warning King in interviews that his pursuit of street validation was a dangerous path. T.I., who had clawed his way out of the streets to build an empire as a rapper, actor, and mogul, knew the risks all too well. He had lived it. Court dates, prison time, and close calls defined his early career. Now, watching his son flirt with the same dangers, T.I.'s frustration was palpable. The October 2024 arrest felt like a prophecy fulfilled, a moment T.I. had long feared, now playing out for the world to see. The body cam footage, when it dropped in 2025, only amplified the story. It showed a side of King that contrasted with his online persona. Known for flexing on social media, flashing weapons, and projecting toughness, King appeared vulnerable in the footage. He stayed calm, even confused, asking to call his father as the cuffs went on. That moment, raw and human, hit differently. It stripped away the bravado, revealing a young man caught in a system bigger than himself, reaching for the one person he trusted to fix it. For fans and critics alike, it was a glimpse behind the curtain, a reminder that beneath the headlines, King was still just a 20-year-old navigating a world that refused to let him forget who his father was. The arrest wasn't an isolated incident, it was the culmination of years of tension between father and son. Their relationship had already been thrust into the spotlight in late 2023 during a viral altercation at an Atlanta Falcons game. The argument, captured on video, showed King pushing back against T.I.'s narrative of privilege. King insisted he wasn't a silver spoon kid, claiming he spent much of his childhood with his grandmother, away from the wealth and fame of T.I. and Tiny's world. For King, it was about proving his authenticity, about rejecting the idea that he was just a spoiled celebrity kid. For T.I., it was a moment of exasperation, watching his son chase a version of realness that T.I. had spent his life trying to shield him from. The fight became more than a family spat. It was a public spectacle, a clash of generations and identities that felt like something out of a scripted drama. That moment at the Falcons game set the stage for the October 2024 arrest, which only deepened the narrative. King's actions, carrying a gun, driving with weed, skipping a court date, seemed to echo the very mistakes T.I. had warned him about. Yet, in the footage, King's composure suggested something more complex. He wasn't defiant or combative. He was cooperative, almost resigned. He asked about the warrant, confused about how a minor issue from 2022 had snowballed into this. For T.I., the arrest wasn't just a legal issue. It was a personal blow, a crack in the legacy he'd worked so hard to build. Behind the scenes, sources say T.I. was relentless, working the phones, consulting lawyers, and pulling strings to ensure King's quick release. It wasn't just about getting his son out of jail, it was about protecting the Harris name from the media frenzy that threatened to define it. As the dust settled, another twist emerged. Just weeks after the arrest, on November 5, 2024, King and his longtime partner, Janya Big Nana Epps, welcomed their first child, King Jr. The timing was almost poetic. 1 month, King was in handcuffs, calling for his father. The next, he was a father himself, holding his newborn son. The moment, proudly shared on social media, marked a turning point. King's post, time-stamped at 8:09 a.m., declared, "Welcome, King Jr., time to take over." For T.I., the irony was undeniable. During a hot 107.9 interview, he quipped about the cycle starting anew, joking that King's son might torture him the way King had. Beneath the humor was a deeper truth. King was now facing the same challenges T.I. had, balancing fatherhood with the pressures of fame and a turbulent past.